Hello everyone, how are you? I'm going to talk a little bit about something that's kind of amazing. I think a few other people have talked about this, but this is using ChatGPT, which if you've been hiding under a rock or if you've not been aware of, is probably one of the most interesting technological advancements that's happened in the last few years that's now available for us to use. Why am I talking about this on this channel, I hear you ask? Well, it's because of just how good it is at helping a DM get their prep done properly. Huh? You say? Well, part of prep is actually being able to get a reasonably high quality set of background words and information ready in order to be able to build your campaign and have it have verisimilitude. We've talked about this sort of thing before. Now in this particular case, well, how about this for a little shortcut? The first thing you'll need to do is actually sign up for a ChatGPT account, and basically you go to chat.openai.com, which you can see up here in the browser, and I'll probably be down there as well for you to take a look at. You go there, you sign up with your Google login, or you set an account up, however you want to do it. It'll ask you for your phone number because they want to make sure that you don't have multiple accounts. I haven't really seen any more spam or anything like that as a result of it, but hey, who knows? You are giving away your details, but by now everyone's got our details. But presuming that you're still with me and you're still interested in doing this, well, hey, look, this is the ChatGPT interface. And so you have a new chat sort of interface up here, and then you have a little chat box down there, and if you want to create more new chats you can hit the plus button and have more. So let's talk a little bit about, well, what would I do with this? So let's say, for example, your players, well, you planned on the story going right and they went left, and what I mean by that is it's common to many DMs. You had wanted them to perhaps follow the clues you'd given them and go to the dark forest of Eden to discover the clue you'd set up there. But they instead decided to head far to the west, to the western desert of Frog Desert. Who knows why? And at the edge of the Frog Desert, there is a town, and we'll call it Frogtown. Okay, so we need a bit of a description for Frogtown, and it's actually 2 hours before the next session, and gosh, I have really been busy with work this week and I haven't had the opportunity to do anything. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? Well, help me, ChatGPT. What can you do for me? So, this is where it becomes kind of crazy. I would say something like this. So, you are a D&D Dungeon Master. Your party has decided to head towards the Frog Desert. Along the way, they come to the town of Frogtown. Describe the desert town of Frogtown, including notable NPCs, architecture, shops, and a few quotations that you can use. Do this in the style of, let's see, who might be an interesting person to create this style? The Witcher. Let's see what comes up. As you approach the town of Fogtown, you notice the sandy streets and adobe buildings that make up the majority of the town. The desert heat is oppressive, and you can see a few merchants trying to sell their wares from makeshift stalls. Upon entering the town, you're greeted by the town's mayor, a haggard-looking man named Mayor Thomas. "Welcome to Frogtown, travelers," he says. "We don't get many visitors out here in the desert, so any business is appreciated. Just be sure to mind your manners and respect the law while you're here." You see a number of interesting shops as you make your way through the town. The local blacksmith, a gruff dwarf named Grunthor, is busy at work in his forge, hammering away at a piece of hot metal. Needs something. You get the point. That's amazing. It gets better. Give character sheets for major NPCs in Frogtown. Provide statistics and a secret for each. Prep, my friends, has just changed. And it's just changed radically in the way that a lot of things have changed in the world, but prep has just changed. We've literally gone from the, oh my god, I need to make it up on the spot, to, well, no I don't. I've got something that will make it up for me and give me stats and various other things. But hold on, I hear you say. This has just given me some very basic statistics and very basic characters. What if I want to make it a high level area? Make it appropriate for level 12 characters. I'm kind of stunned. Now I know this is not new. GPT-3 has been around a long time, GPT-2 was around before that, GPT-4 is coming sort of March, April time. This is not probably the most revolutionary change we'll see from it. But for us, for Dungeon Masters, this is amazing. Let's try something else. So provide spells. Oh, it's having a think. Maybe I can't do this. No, it can. There we go. This is kind of incredible. So now let's say we want to say add quests available in Frogtown that take the party into the Frog Desert. Include some that investigate the fallen temple of Amphibious, the ancient god of, I don't know, the Frogius peoples that lived in this region 3,000 years ago. Add some lore and mythology you can use as quotes. Here are a few quests the party might be able to undertake in Frogtown. The mayor's missing son. Mayor Thomas's son, a young man named Timothy, has gone missing in the Frog Desert. He was last seen headed towards the fallen temple of Amphibious, an ancient site of worship for the Frogius peoples. The mayor is desperate to find his son. The cursed oasis, the lost caravan. Oh my god. This is absolutely incredible. Expand on each of these quests. Provide a basic plotline and rewards for a group of level 12 players. Just look at how amazing this is. It's giving you enough to be able to just go, like to let your imagination go wild, but at the same point, the hard bit, which is like, okay, well, how do I make this make sense, and how do I structure it together, and where do I go? Well, it's just taking away the labor, the grunt work, if you will, allowing you to then take these as prompts ready to go. Now, the amazing thing is, you can see, because I gave it Frogius and the name of the Frog Desert, the fact that it's a fallen temple, I also asked it to use the previous members of the town as the basis. It's adding incrementally detail here. So you could even just create a little basic template of, here is the information about my world or this particular bit of the adventure. Now from here, do the following things. Wow. I mean, this is super quick. I just wanted to show and talk about how amazing this is, because this is revolutionary in the world, but it's revolutionary for us Dungeon Masters who do minimal preparation. I've always been a strong believer in the fact that over preparation doesn't actually help. In fact, it locks you into creating a story that sometimes you then have to scrap and tear apart anyway. This now allows you to get around that. You don't need to over prepare because you have it right here. And in fact, you can actually just carry on the narrative here. Let's have a look at something briefly. So the party decide to go after the lost caravan. Describe what they see when they approach. Use clear descriptions of the temple in the style of, let's think, Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Ho ho! As the party approaches the fallen temple of Amphibious, They are struck by the grandeur of the ancient ruins. The temple is built from massive blocks of stone, carved with intricate designs and symbols of the froggiest people. The entrance to the temple is guarded by 2 massive statues of frogs, their eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. As the party enters the temple, they are greeted by the cool, musty air of the ancient ruins. The temple is filled with intricate carvings and mosaics, depicting scenes from the mythology of the froggiest people. As they make their way deeper into the temple, they begin to feel a sense of unease, as if the spirits of the temple are watching their every move. As they reach the inner sanctum of the temple, they come across the lost caravan, huddled in the corner and guarded by a group of bandits. The bandits are armed and dangerous, and the party will have to use all of their skills and resources in order to defeat them and to rescue the merchants. As they search the temple, the party may come across clues and artifacts hinting the location of the powerful magical artifact the bandits were searching for. So let's start with, what was the artifact the bandits were searching for? Oh, it's having a think again. Let's see. Something's happening. It's certainly having a good think, isn't it? The artifact that the bandits were... This is like you stump the DM and you say, so, what colour shirt were they wearing? Well, here we go. The artifact the bandits searching for you as Dungeon Master. Some possible options could be, and gives you some examples. And this is often what happens with ChatGPT. You get to a certain point and it kind of goes, I mean, this is a preference thing. I don't do preference things. I'm just a very advanced, sorting and assimilation. I can go through information and give you a summary of it in a very clever way. But there's only so much I can do. We'll see later on. I suspect we'll be able to do even more with this. But let's say describe the bandits, especially their leader. Her name is Miasma the Fallen, and she is a level 14 warlock. Miasma the Fallen is the leader of the bandits who've taken over the Fallen Temple Amphibious. She's a formidable opponent with powerful magic at her command. She's a tall, slender woman with long black hair, piercing green eyes, wears dark, flowing robes adorned with symbols of the arcane, and carries a staff imbued with magical energy. She exudes an aura of power and danger, and her enemies tremble at the mere sight of her. As a level 14 warlock, she's blah 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 blah, she's ruthless, she'll do all these kind of things. Then you can say character sheet for Miasma, including statistics, spells, and items. Here's a character sheet for Miasma. I hope this has given you a little bit of excitement, the excitement I've got, and I think a little insight into the opportunities and just the labor-saving value of using a tool like ChatGPT. Now, ChatGPT is currently free. I'm sure at some point it'll be commercialized, but it's a massive research project. So obviously there are some limitations to it. It won't do things that it considers to be immoral. It won't do things that it considers to be inappropriate. You can see these things here. Basically, it does generate incorrect information. And so one of the examples, if you go back here, is probably often happens. Sometimes the prof bonuses aren't correct, or it uses the wrong source of data, or various other things like that. But it gives you a little bit about her preferred spells. It tells you about her staff for the Magi. This is incredible. Just the time saving, just the help that you can get. And if you don't like it, by the way, you can hit that regenerate response. And it does it again. It does something different. Not that different, mind you, but just different enough. Wow. Anyway, that was just a little bit of magical game theory. I just wanted to show you and explain and talk about how amazing this is, how I'm going to be using ChatGPT in my games, how I suggest that there's an opportunity for DMs, especially the lazy DMs of the world, to use it in their games. And this is going to have an impact on the broader gaming ecosystem. It's going to have an impact on computer games. It's going to have an impact on pretty much everything that involves writing. So get on board, have a look. Head over to chat.openai.com, sign up, give it a go, try a few things out, then stick some comments down in the comments section, because I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Because I don't think this is the end of Dungeon Masters. I don't think anybody's going to want to sit there in front of ChatGPT and have it play the game for them, because again, that misses the point of what ChatGPT is. ChatGPT doesn't understand your emotional state. It doesn't understand why. It doesn't understand, your meaning behind things, but it surely can help remove some of the drudge work and some of the unnecessary and a little bit sort of, painful sometimes prep work. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Thanks. Hit subscribe and I'll see you next time. Bye.